I can't read anything on this desk or open any drawers. Silver key.
The inevitable has come. The Bureau has called for me to answer for the accidents in the Ark's Vaporum. They're sending an escort ship to take me to Capital Island. My heart is pounding. In a way, I'm looking forward to seeing the beautiful Citadel again after several years. But it's a pity Sophie can't come along. I so much want her to see the normal world. Leaving the tower with Laura in charge. To say I'm worried is an understatement. I have no idea what to expect from her when I return.
So I was off to answer for accidents that happened in the Ark's Vaporum, and then Laura was left in charge, and she probably sabotaged my transport to try to make it so that I died on the trip. Whoopsie. Oh, not you. Why has it always got to be you? Nope. Oh, my eyes. You're gonna melt whether you like it or not. Oh, you can reach me there? Oh, right. It's not a solid bar. Are those the only two holes for me to watch out for? Because I'm just worried about falling in them. Can't see. No, stop pressing. Ow. I have to stop pressing 4 at the wrong time. I keep life leeching the air. Just not an effective strategy, as it might turn out. Get out of the fire zone. He's gonna use fire. He's gonna use fire. Hit both of them? Yes. That's what I was hoping for. Yep. If anyone forgot, the reason why I don't usually use the dagger in melee combat is because the dagger requires energy. I used it against that one guy because I couldn't use energy attacks against him. The mobile turret. That was probably pointless because he's clearly a fire enemy. I was kind of hoping to hit both of them though, at least. I really favor the acid just because it sticks around for so long in my environment. Life leech. Ow. And then I'm on fire and on acid at the same time. On acid. Word choice. My preference for acid, of course, makes it hard to kill the acid enemy, but that's fine. With everyone else cleared out, the acid enemy is pretty easy, usually. I focus fire on him with different spells every now and then. Oh, he's dead. There we go. Up. Oh, your fire really, really lingers. That's a problem for me. Sometimes. Oh, wow, he like anticipated my movement there. Come here. Linger in my death zone. Oh, he's dead. I didn't get to get one last life leech off of him. I should have waited for a second. Laura Reich.
I need a key.
Golden key. Marcus Reich. That's where I just came from, right? Yep. Found the back entrance to that one. James Kroll. He's also just got a button. Seems like Laura probably went tearing through all of our research and files, and that's why our offices seem to be a mess. Elite Protector versus Superior Protector. The usual, really. Ooh, 75% resistance. That is huge. What is my default resistance, though? 55%? I'm not sure if it's actually an upgrade. I only need... If I already have 55, I only need 45 resist, and then I can't get hurt by stuff, right? Which means I'd actually kind of want to downgrade to the previous one instead. Ah, well. I'll hold on to both just in case, although I think... Isn't my resistance... Yeah, my resistance is a permanent upgrade, though, because it's not even an equipment item. Well, some of it is equipment items, technically. Some of it's not always going to be there. Or might not always be there. Henry Runkralf. I'm using your weapon still from the first freaking floor. Of course the engineering dude would have a sabotaged door. He probably did it himself. That's weird thinking that I've been using this crowbar. That's from the first floor, or second floor, or whatever. His secret from the beginning of the game. I haven't been using it the entire game because I didn't find it at first until I started going back for secrets. But, 10% boosted attack is a nice bonus. Misty Sea. From William Bond. I actually got outside today at long last. But there was nothing to see, really. The mist seems to be ever present over the sea. At least the cold wind on my face made me feel alive again. Also, I saw that little girl on the terrace, Reich's daughter. She's an angel, so cute, and yet so out of place. What a childhood. What a childhood in such a metallic monstrosity, and even call it at home now. And we even call it a home now. Through the cold, authoritarian education of her mother, Laura Reich, I think that plush bear the girl clings to is the only trace of an infancy she can relate to. And Marcus tolerates this? Oh. Well, I learned something. Apparently ammunition stacks to exactly 500, and then it stops stacking. Now, Umbrella, you're not resistance-based, so you are an upgrade. 36% damage taken. 100 energy cost. Don't know if I'll ever use the Umbrella. We'll see if the final boss fight is in some kind of context that makes it make more sense. Because in most scenarios, I'm like, when am I going to stand still? That sounds suicidal. Although if the Umbrella was enough damage reduction stacked with your innate damage reduction from being like a fully down the entire armor and... Like if you're all the way down the armor tree and the shield tree, I guess, then you might have so much damage reduction that you could stand still during those kinds of things. Is that Reich's office? No, it's Laura's office. This is my tease, sort of, towards the office that I'm trying to get into. And this guy was, like, boarding off Laura's office? So it's not exactly unknown that she was a problem. And maybe you shouldn't have left it in her charge, Marcus. Maybe that wasn't the best call, you know? Just a thought. I don't have the silver key. That's the oh wait, no, that's not Laura's office. That's Runkralf's. That room has a... So it's boarded off on one side, and then on the other side the button's broken. Was your key silver?
I need a
golden key. The silver's for something else. The bench stands out to me, so I was like looking for a secret on it, because it's not... They are evenly distributed on both sides of the room. But it's not not the most common feature in these kinds of rooms. I feel like there's got to be a secret somewhere around here that opens up this guy's office. Like he wanted privacy? Like he sabotaged the main entrance and you need to know the secret entrance instead? The question is, can we even assume that it's near his door? It could almost just not even be near his door and just somewhere else in the room entirely. Then you get trapped in the loop of like deciding how quickly to move. To use... Every time you get more used to the pattern, you want to move a little faster, but you might start overlooking the detail. Anything on these pipes? And I believe these pipes do not call out to me. Oh, and we're in the office already, so there shouldn't be anything below here. But just in case, quick saved. That's what I thought. And then you died. Okay, they go the whole game not rewarding you for falling in holes, then suddenly they reward you for falling in holes. Interesting choice. The pipes are the next thing that stood out to me as something that might have a weird secret hiding in them. Might need to wait until later. Let's do some backtracking. Find ourselves the silver key location, which I don't remember finding, but I might have found it already. Oh, we haven't gone left yet. Some kind of teleporter room? Danger room. What does button do? The button opens the door that's way over there, but only for a moment, unlike many buttons that actually stay pressed. This one only does a time-based trigger. Where am I now? What? Okay. This is where things get messy. And this gives me... Ah, this is the mechanism that goes into Runkralf's room. Okay. And this teleporter does what? Takes me... Oh, it takes you straight to this button. Interesting. You end up in a situation where if you go through this portal, you end up on that button. And if you go through this portal, you end up on that button. You'd probably want to sync them in some way. There's actually less to it than I thought. Don't I just throw you over there? And just get through this door? Ta-da! And this door even works on this side. Weird. Then what was the point of the time... This one? What's the point of that? Anyway. Take that back with me. Don't want to leave that behind. I don't understand the point of the button that opens this floor. Why would I need that? I'm already in. The puzzle's over. Maybe there's a secret tied to it somehow? God, I hate Kroll. This new kid, this Kroll cub. He thinks he's some kind of hotshot. Not sure I ever met anyone so eager to promote the greatness of the Bureau. Any piece of crap they spit out is gold to him. No matter how flawed the design is, I filed multiple issues, along with the specific improvements of my own. Guess what? Nothing, that's what, all rejected. Why did Reich even pick me to lead the engineering team here, if I have no say in anything that goes on? That, and that blind, naive, spoiled brat Kroll with that idiotic smirk on his face, thinks everything's nice and dandy. Screw him. And to Runkralf, Chief's robotic engineer, last message from him. Aw. We would have got along, probably. Or at the very least, I would like to think that, because I've been using your weapon the entire game, and that's what we've gotten along great. So the bestest zapper in all the game. Wow, that's like 50% more damage. That's significant. Might never use it because it's a one-tile zapper, although the damage might be so high that it's worth it. 150 is a lot. 140. But then it'd be like 300 because of my tech percentage. Wow, that'd be like almost 500 damage-ish, in addition to having reduced damage dealt by the target. That's probably a good single target attack for when I start having to deal with like more final enemies. But so many of my threats are multi-target. I specialize in fighting large groups because the large groups are what are actually dangerous. Fighting a single target enemy that I'm less equipped to fight usually doesn't matter. It's like, oh no, I'm killing it more slowly. This will be slightly tedious, but I'm prepared for all the big fights against tons of enemies that will kill me if I don't do them in time. You didn't give me a key, right? No. It was just the zapper? So it's more like... So instead it's just it's boarded up because he seems... these two neighbors just seem to hate each other. William Bond. Was William Bond the name? I'm so bad with names when there's this... No, it's Kroll. He hates Kroll. Isn't Kroll one of the people over here, though? Yeah, this is James Kroll. This office over here. But Henry, he was boarding up William Bond. But the boards are on William's side. This isn't really important, but I'm just curious about the reasoning here. Let's see, William was the one... William's note was about Laura. We're reaching the last notes for most of these people now, aren't we? Yeah, very few messages from him. Yeah, first message was about how it's weird how Laura won't share information. Starting to feel depressed. Oh, Chief Robotics Engineer Runkralf has been bugging me for days with stupid questions. If everyone continues to keep asking excess questions about their jobs, I'll never get out of this shithole of an office again. Screw them. Okay, so he's got a handful of issues with a few people, but more than anything, it seems like he just hates being here. So I'm not 100% sure what the deal is with this boarding up. It seems like an excessive response to that particular person, but okay. Especially since they have front doors. Weird that they had a shared gate door thing regardless, though. Yeah, they had a shared office, I think. I don't think this is even supposed to have a gate of any kind, and he just found something and bolted it to the wall and then boarded over it. I guess you can tell he's not the engineer, the guy, because he did a bad job. I believe we need to head back now until I can find myself a golden key or a teddy bear for the 2 office locations I've found so far. Of which I have found neither. And so we return once again. Still need to figure out how to so I have a mirror and a golden golem battery. Let's try this left door. Yeah, silver key, right? Exactly where I need to go next. What are these?
Looks like it's missing something on the top.
You mean this?
Looks like it's missing something on the top.
Like this? Ah. Oh. Sliding block mirror puzzle. How many freaking mirrors do I need, though? I only found 1. The funny thing is that this is probably going to already be better than the last puzzle game I played. That's... Oh man, that's a bummer. Yeah, the last puzzle game I played was called Aporia. And that was specifically for the puzzle slot in my schedule. And I think this game actually has more puzzles than that game does. Which is a bummer. Alright, so we're going to recharge the battery with lasers. Apparently. But I need to find the mirrors or it's not going to work. But when that game got around to having a laser puzzle, it was just embarrassing. Because what they did is they made it so you can rotate each laser, but they restricted how much you could rotate it, and you couldn't move them. Not the lasers, the mirrors. Each mirror could rotate on like a 30-degree cone and couldn't be moved. And so you could basically only point them at one other mirror. So it was basically like it was instead of being a puzzle, it was a puzzle game the same way that Uncharted is a platformer, in that these new Uncharted and Tomb Raider games are usually every climbing section is usually a very linear section where you just walk to the next poop-covered cliff and press A, and that's the next one you jump to, and you can't fall off usually. And the most gameplay that happens is a quick time event where you catch yourself when a cliff crumbles, and it's just like a linear sequence that pretends to be a video game for a while. That's what Aporia was for puzzle games, especially for the laser part, where it was like, I can't solve this. By which I mean, like, I can't apply thought to do a thing that I would call solving. I just click on the next thing and then it solves itself. I'm like, this is a puzzle game? Oh man. How we have fallen. Hello. Menacing looking room where I'm gonna get ambushed, I think.
If I remember right, this
Golem.
should power up the teleportation router in the main room. I just hope it's safe to use. Never really liked this experiment, or any of the results.
Ow, didn't really react to that correctly. Keeping that AoE up. Oops. I always forget about the weird range of that attack, because it attacks in a weird direction, kind of. The idea that he somehow attacks the 3 squares in front of him is like a strange pattern. Oh, damn it. It's so ingrained in me to wait for him to walk forward. Which probably means it's a decent attack design. That it forces me to not constantly react to every single enemy the same way. This one has like weird flourishes that other enemies don't normally have. That was the good touch that they had with the shotgun guys that would kick you also, is that they would just do stuff you're not used to. My main gripe is I just slightly disagree with their timing of the hitboxes. Much like how I can't seem to... Yeah, actually, yeah, the hitboxes and timing seem slightly biased in favor of the enemies at times. Because when I use Superior Drainer while the enemy is clearly in the process of walking into the next square, and I'm waiting for them in the new square, and I use it on them, it doesn't work yet. But it often feels like enemies can, like, be waiting for me in the square I'm coming towards, which is rough. Which might be a product of the fact that the video game characters know better than me, the secret timing and, like, the reasoning behind it. Like, this is the exact moment where attacks will work, and this is the exact moment where it won't. That seems to apply at times. I don't think there's anything else to do in here. You just turn it on and get attacked. I think we're in the clear. Hello, lever. Weird lever. Should I be concerned about the weird lever? What are you doing? I hit it. That was weird. I guess it was a secret. Oh, I leveled up.
Impossible! Marcus has managed to get in? But how? His ship was shot to pieces by tower cannons and sunk to the sea bottom, with everybody on board. Even if he somehow survived, how would he get past any of the sea level entrances? I have them overridden and closed shut from the inside. Unless... No, she has no reason to help him. She knows we depend on each other. She needs me.
Looks like I still have an ally in this fight. Thank you, Sophie.
Her acting is hilarious. Her acting is it's just hilarious. It's really funny. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't, like, her specifically, almost more than anyone else in the entire game. It just doesn't seem to work. Like, I get the emotion that she's portraying with each thing, but it's not a convincing emotion. It's just like I can... It's like 90s video games where like I as player understand emotion of scene and what the dialogue is portraying. So that part is being successful, but it's not a convincing performance necessarily. It's very like school stage play feeling. Where are these mirrors? Where the heck are these mirrors? How am I gonna charge my laser if I don't got no mirrors? I forget, is this the emitter or the receiver? But right now there's nothing, there isn't a beam at all to bounce around. I can't even see it.
Looks like it's missing something on the top.
There's the laser beam. Can I use the one mirror I have? Or is the mirror only on that side? Oh, I can rotate it. Okay. I didn't know they'd let me rotate it. Oops. That's a lot of articulation for this thing, especially in a game like this where you're used to some pretty limited interaction with the environment. Being able to both move and rotate these devices is actually a lot of articulation. And so the beam bounces, which I just can't do anything else with for now. Aww. Gotta find myself a new mirror, apparently. I feel silly that I've gone this far without finding more of them, apparently. So I need 1, 2, 3. There could potentially be secrets in the room, but that'd be weird, because that seems to be a mandatory progression thing, so I'm guessing that pixel hunting for weird buttons is probably not going to be required for solving the laser puzzle. But that does not mean that there's not one in this room. It just means that it's probably not involved in this solution, because they're usually not. And yeah, none of these have mirrors on them already. Not even one of them, like as an example. I have to find 3 more mirrors still. Never found my way into there. There's 3 offices over there. Seems like I should be able to find my way into there. I think flipping that lever led to that one room opening up over there. But that was just a reveal of little lore a little bit. That room's got locked doors in it. Why were those doors locked? Been a little bit, so I've actually forgotten which doors these were that are locked, apparently. Oh, these work now. 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, I think was the code. Let's find out. Oh, hi. Oh, hi. How do you do, sir? Could you, fuck off? Thank you. Well, game was slightly confused about how to teleport the dead man. It like teleported him and then unteleported him, I think. A funny visual of him getting obliterated. Not spotting any weird screws. Where we are. We're still in the Arcs of Vaporum, but we're up here now. This might give us access to the behind part of that. The fact that it's so spaced out from the rest of the map indicates that it's probably more map between me and there. Let's see. Oh, there's not a teleporter here, by the way. So I'm stuck here. Good to know. It's a teleport destination, but not a teleport spot. There's no return trip. Dead end? Well, that makes me suspicious of buttons. Very hard to spot, confusing buttons. They've pulled that trick on me before, where on this thing covered in screws, one of them was a slightly different screw, which was the secret. Sneaky, sneaky bastards. Alright, don't see anything here. Oh, it wasn't very nice. Oh, it wasn't very nice. Please don't kick me off the cliff. I'm leaving now. Bye-bye. Ain't having that. Ain't having none of that. Oh, he's dead already. There we go. Got me some money. Yeah, you see what they did there? You press the button to open the door, which opens an enemy, brings out an enemy behind you, and that enemy specializes in kicking you back a tile. So if you don't respond in time or go around the corner, he could kick you off the cliff. And that would be bad. Well, that would be a quick save load, more or less. There is a mode you can activate if you want, where you can only have one. You can't manually save, and you get one automatic save every time you get to a new floor, and that's the only time the game ever saves. And you don't have any control over it yourself, which means that you have to beat every floor in one try. Which, if you're into that, I suppose, go for it. But I'm not super into that idea. Mostly because the act of replaying content in these kinds of games is very much the act of replaying content. It's usually more like since it's all about exploration and solving and stuff like that, and the combat is more or less not the focus. The act of replaying it is actually kind of like a bummer. So I'm not the target demo of that feature apparently. But I wonder who is. I'm like, why would you do that? Why? It's like it'd be like playing The Witness, and if you ever screwed up too many puzzles in the row in the Witness, it would like reset you back to the beginning of that section of The Witness. There was an anti-brute force mechanic where if you got a solution wrong, it would sometimes deactivate it, so you had to re-enter the previous solution real quick, which is just a 2-second annoyance, but it was mostly just trying to deter you away from brute forcing puzzles without actually sending you back significantly as a result. And so it's an interesting solution, I suppose, for that kind of motivation. But it's definitely different from being asked to straight up replay a chunk of game. Did I hear another thing open? Oh, that was the central thing, right? For a second there I thought that I was going to be like suddenly ambushed by another surprise enemy. Oh. Whatever opened was elsewhere. I might be able to just throw a brick over there, technically. I don't know if it would stop at the right spot or go past it. What opened? Was it you? Didn't I hear something open? Wait, you didn't... Was the portal visible before? Maybe it was that. It went past it. It went past it and that was my only brick. Whoa. Game kind of seized up when I tried to load. And that's how far bricks get thrown in this game. Gold key? Nope. Oop, mirror. Important. The alloy sword. I already got my giant slayer. So I don't really care about your alloy sword as much. The alloy sword does do more damage, actually. It's just the giant slayer does 3% of maximum health as bonus damage. Which, could be a lot more than, just the 10 or so. People usually have hundreds and hundreds of health, so it's probably worth it. I think. Lisa Teller. We've been quite capable of determining the behavioral patterns of Fumium in rather great detail, but from time to time anomalies appear. Ones we cannot decipher yet. One such anomaly has taken residence in one of the test chambers, so the chamber has been dedicated to researching whatever that thing is. 111010. So we're gonna be able to, so we can program that teleporter to take us to multiple locations. Okay. I'm pretty sure I'm going to want to take that brick with me. So is there anything else to do here? I think beating those enemies just made the door open to the teleporter. I don't remember seeing the teleporter in that room at first, but I could be wrong. Does the game expect me to have more bricks right now? Because I kind of feel like I should have more bricks right now, but I only have one. I feel like I could have picked them up better or something along the way.